Ian, can you explain to me what we're actually doing today?
Pavel came round a couple of weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago. What were we doing? Just like having a bit of a paint, having a bit of a laugh, having a look at some art, weren't we?
Yes.
And you came up with a suggestion, because you're a portrait artist, aren't you? I'm an abstract artist, and it's kind of like this far apart. So you suggested that perhaps we get together and paint something together.
Yes.
And we've chosen to paint a moth.
Yeah. Because there's many colors.
Many colours.
So we can add abstract to reality, or a little bit of reality to your abstract.
Yes.
And we will see what happens.
I have no idea.
That's the idea.
I have no idea how that's going to pan out. This is horrid. I mean, I don't know why I still have this. I'm surprised I haven't set fire to it yet. So anyway, I've got the canvas. So it's been kicking around. So happy days. We're going to go over the top of that. Hasn't been varnished. Probably take about two or three efforts to cover it. But what we're going to be left with is a white canvas with this texture, because that's quite raised.
Yeah.
It's quite raised. So, which I think will add some character to the painting. So we've got a nice sized canvas. It's got to be thrown away anyway. We're having a bit of fun. Let's see what we can do with it.
Yeah. And Pav, you explain to me how you see this working out.
So first we're going to cover it, yeah?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be white, really.
It doesn't need to be white, no.
It doesn't have to be white because we're going to do background on this one. Then, shape of the moth. When we have that shape of the moth, we will start putting colors and filling up the background. And when we are like 50% in the halfway, we will try to do some magic. Like, abstraction, reality, something.
Think about the colour of the moth. We want a harmonising colour, or a vibrating colour. So if we got like a red moth, we're going to want a green background, aren't we? If we've got a blue moth, we want an orange background, for example.
It would be coloured moth.
I think that, it'd be a multicoloured moth. So
Yes.
Would there be a dominant colour to the moth?
I'm not sure yet.
And would you try to fill all the lines in between here so that it kind of comes back out to one smooth level? Or do you try and keep this kind of texture?
No, we're not going to keep the texture.
You're never going to lose that texture.
No.
You know when you write on a notepad, it leaves an indent, and then you get a pencil and you go over it. It highlights what's been written underneath.
Yeah.
We're going to do something like that in reverse. So I could actually just lightly brush over that. Say for example, if that was black or that was gold, but with the texture, I could just slightly brush over that, and the gold would stand out. We'd have like ribbons of gold, for example.
Nice.
So it would stand out quite nicely. To my mind, I think a plain background can be quite boring. I mean, I'm doing one over there. That's going to be absolutely smooth. So yeah, I think we can use the texture in order to. It's great to highlight points. I'm going to cover this in white. I'm going to pick a colour, and it's going to be kind of like. I'm aiming for something like this. Do you see this down here?
Yeah.
This kind of like really rough background. This has texture in it. This is going to have even more texture in it. That's what we're after. So once we've got the white down, once we've got the texture there, put a colour on it. Might even go for burnt sienna because I've got quite a bit of that. Yeah, I think it's going to look really, really good.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I'll be careful.
Great. Okay, so what we're going to do is just going to rub it in like this. And it doesn't look great to start with, but don't forget, we're going to have another coat. Do you see?
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is we're going to get the first layer on, and this is acrylic, so it's a water-based paint. And before we can put anything else on, another layer on, we've got to dry it. We've got to let it dry. And we're going to use a hairdryer for that. And I'm using that kind of motion to get into all the little pores.
And I also have smaller paintbrush. So.
Well, it's my canvas.
Yeah.
It's my canvas, you get the small brush. It's my ball, my game.
Yeah, that's right. You are in charge.
You can see why I've got no friends, can't you?
Well, you can always work on it.
Ah, right, okay, hairbrush.
Hairbrush,
hairdryer.
There's nothing quite as boring as watching paint dry.
Brilliant! But you can see that once that's dry, we get another 2 coats on that. That'd be great. I've done this with so many paintings. I mean, I've produced quite a lot of crap. And actually, on some occasion, do you see the colours showing through now? That's not a bad thing. Okay.
No more paint.
So what colour are you going to do as a background? You said sienna orange.
Burnt sienna,
burnt
yeah, it's like a red. I mean, the colour's derived from a place in Italy. It's named after where it was invented.
What kind of art do you do?
I do realistic portraits. It's basically realistic. It's realistic art. It's painting everything that looks as much realistic as I can, to be honest. Portraits for now at the moment, but landscapes as well.
Okay.
Ian, just describe to me what we're going to do now. So we're going to put the background on.
Yeah.
What colours are you going to go for?
Well, I'm thinking turquoise to start with, and then maybe go down to a burnt sienna, or I might just go the whole lot turquoise.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll see how the mood takes me.
Oh, I like that strong colour straight
Yeah.
away.
Do you see how we're getting some different shading in there now?
So how long have you been painting it in?
Just under a year. When did you come round, Pev, that first time?
Wow.
Pev taught me to paint.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, that was before coronavirus.
Yeah. Was that before? Was that before coronavirus?
Yeah, definitely.
And then I did nothing, didn't I?
Yeah, then you had some break.
Yeah.
Yeah, you needed you needed to move, find your path,
I needed to find
Mood.
my path. That's it. Yeah.
and then you started
Yeah. Then I just
with full power.
went for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly it. That's exactly what happened. I just went for it. This is my meditation. This is
Your meditation.
This is my escape. This is what I do. I come in here on a weekend, and when I'm on my own, right, and I just
Do whatever you want.
go. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. I've just seen a vision of loveliness. I'm doing this with a white shirt on. That's how life on the edge I am. You may laugh, but you've never seen me eat spaghetti bolognese, have you, with a white shirt on? Jeez. Even a bib won't save me. Andrea's teaching me to be middle class. The guys at work say it's not working. I'm using this brush stroke because there's lots of little holes and gaps, and this gets into it. It gets into them. So we're not getting little white dots everywhere. Or the little bristle ends and get into all the little nooks and crannies and covers it all up. But you see how not even it is, which is what I like. So you get light and shade. What I'm going to do in a minute as well, once this is starting to dry, I'm going to spray it with some water to give it like a, I don't know, like a parchmenty, distressed kind of feel to it. How that will work with such a texture, I don't know, but that's my intention.
How do you do backgrounds, Pav?
How do I do background?
Yeah, do you go solid colour or do you go do something
I do solid colors. Yes,
Yeah.
I do solid colors. Then I think about it. Well, it depends. If I know that there will be some shapes on the background, I mark them a little bit slightly. But if not, I do solid. Yeah. So we already. It's good. This is good. It looks good. We already have something happening on this.
Yeah.
So it's not.
You like this, yeah?
Yeah. So it's not plain.
No, it's not. And that's the thing, isn't it? It's got
That's
life
good,
to
yeah.
it, it's got light and shade to it, we've got texture to
that's
it,
good.
we can
So,
highlight those
yeah.
textures.
So I think that is quite nice. Yes.
I'm going to lighten this up a little bit with some water.
Already looks good. Already looks good, Ian.
Thank you very much, sir. That's really kind of you. You can see the light and shade behind it now, can't you?
Yeah.
So we've got the background on, we've got the texture in there, we've got a bit of light and shade in there, so I want to add a bit of extra texture to it.
Where's my moth?
Well, it's on its way. It's fluttering as we speak. It's on its way. It's in the ether.
Okay.
Okay, it's in the Moth teleport. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bit of extra texture. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to spray some water on there, and it will form little bubbles of water.
Okay.
And then I'm going to bring my brush down, and it's going to pull the paint away with it. But we're starting to see some kind of an effect. Do you see here? A little bit blotchy?
Yeah.
That's what I'm after. But you see it's starting to look a little bit more distressed.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm after. Okay, let's try again. That kind of mottling effect.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
That's what I'm after.
What's happened here? This kind of area.
That's because I rubbed it with my finger. That's going to need repairing. I had a drip on this painting here, and I thought, oh, I'll deal with that a little bit later. It was round about here, right? And Pav said, oh, I'll fix that for you, Ian. I said, well, you know, kind of like, he said, well, no, he actually said, how long is that going to take you? I said, well, it's going to take me a few hours to get rid of that. He went, no, he said, I'll get rid of that in 5 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. So I said, I don't think so. He goes, trust me, he says, I'll sort it. And he got his paintbrush out. He says, there's this colour in there. He mixed in this colour, being a portrait artist. He's mixed this in there. And he painted it. Fucking invisible. Didn't see a thing.
We can do that, yeah, because this some things appear now.
It was spectacular. And
So
after he had gone, I looked at it. I thought, I don't see it. It's absolutely gone. So well done, mate. Yeah. So look, we've got some drips, which is an undesirable effect, but we've got a nice texture now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry it.
Yeah.
And let Pav do his magic. Actually, I think probably the background is one of the most important things, because once the background's down, you can't change it when anything's on top of it. So you've got to get the background right first time round. This isn't great, but it's serving our purpose for sure. And these highlights here, I think I'm going to do in a darker blue or a lighter blue perhaps. I'm going to quickly show you what I mean by that. I could have given Pav a bigger brush.
Ah.
A bigger brush was available. You see, it doesn't have to be this colour, but it's an indication of what can happen with the texture. You see? Okay, Pav, it's all yours, mate.
Or mine. All right, let's do this. So that's the reference. That's going to be the shape of the moth.
Okay.
Just the shape. This is the shape of the moth we're going to be using.
Yeah.
So roughly, obviously.
Okay. What kind of moth is that? Do you know?
I have no idea, but it's beautiful. This is what I can say.
How long have you been painting them?
3 years. Then I was drawing for all my life, to be
Okay.
honest, but with some big gaps.
What kind of drawing did you do?
Drawings,
Yeah.
kind of realistic stuff like
Okay.
portraits.
Pencils, charcoals?
Yeah, pencils, yeah. Pencil that was quite impressive back in the day.
Do you find it relaxes you, or does it give you
It
purpose?
depends. It depends. Sometimes there's a little bit hard to do the really details, but today is just relax. To be honest,
When you do your portraits, do you use a photograph to do it?
I do. Yeah,
Yeah. What about when you're doing things for yourself?
for myself.
Yeah, do you do art for yourself, or you just kind of invent things, or just...
It's rarely, but I do. I have few paintings for myself. That's the basic shape of the moth, our moth.
Yeah.
Well, obviously I would go now with some details, but I want to ask Ian any suggestions, something.
I have no clue. I do not know.
Is it talking to you, Ian?
No, I don't know really, Ian, not really. What would you do to it?
I don't know yet. I'm thinking.
You see that? This is one of the part of the wing.
Yes, I see
the
that.
second one,
Yeah.
slightly darker.
Then we got this one here. It's a bit lighter, and this one's slightly darker.
Yeah, but I want to add something.
Oh, okay. Yes, knock yourself out.
Before, let's see how was that? To be honest, yeah.
This is exciting, isn't it? Don't you think?
Depends from me and how live will that be.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
And I need something else. I've got something in mind, but I just need more inspiration. Let's see if that works.
You're going to put some white on it, are you?
Yeah,
Right. Let's get it dried.
that's fine. That's fine for now. I've got an idea. Some white lines. They will just make it a little bit popping out.
What do you think of the colour, the background colour?
It's beautiful. The background color is beautiful. Very interesting.
Good thing about a dark background colour is it will bring colours out really nicely. So like when you buy a TV, one of the USPs is that we have brilliant blacks, and the reason for that is that it actually highlights colour very, very well. Okay. This is one thing I noticed about what Pav is doing and what I do, is that Pav uses a visual reference. I just use imagination. Well, actually, I'm not even imagining. I just kind of like allow the thing to talk to me. I could never do this.
Well, it's just reference. What I do, it will never be the same.
There's quite a bit of skill in that reference, though, when you go from your iPhone onto a canvas.
Yeah, for sure.
That's it
Yeah.
for now. Ian's coming.
Oh, right. Okay.
For now, I've
Okay.
got something, and Ian's now is thinking. What else?
And are you happy with what you've done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For now, that's the beginning. It's just we spent.
It's an
we didn't
outline,
spend
isn't
much
it?
time really.
Yeah.
And it's something happening already.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my favourite brush. We've got some magenta out already, so I'm going to use that. Stand out on.
So stand out.
Yeah.
This was my purpose, but it was still wet.
And already it's got texture to it.
Oh, right.
So-
You're going to jump in at the
Gonna
same
be
time.
doing in the meantime something.
So I'm using a couple of shades of orange, a couple of shades of red now. This is a cadmium red, which comes up a little bit orange. We're going for a darker orange. Now what I'm thinking is I'm going to build up some layers here. Whenever you look at something in real life, it's one thing in front of another, in front of another, in front of another. And it gives the impression of depth.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is when I'm layering colours, the eye doesn't, you don't intellectually work out that there's one thing in front of another, in front of another, in front of another. Your eye perceives depth. So that's what I'm looking for. So you see a little bit of the orange through the red, a little bit of the red through the orange.
I love the way you guys are working at the same time.
I know.
And that's really
I
cool.
wasn't expecting it to be like that.
Well, Ian allows it. It's good.
What's your favourite colour, Ian?
I love all, it sounds corny, but I love all of them, to be fair.
Okay. What about your favourite colour to paint with? Because there's two separate questions, really. What's your
Okay.
favourite colour, and then what's your favourite colour to paint with? I'm seeing a lot of turquoise.
I love turquoise because I love the shades of it. I guess what it is, like I'm not going through my blue period, but I just love the way turquoise and magenta work together. That's where I'm at the moment. Turquoise and magenta. I think they work so beautifully together. I just think they're spectacular colours. They're so vibrant and earthy. What I like about colours is getting them to work well together. It's understanding what colours work well with other colours.
Light brown.
I'm going to go off paste. Oh, and a moth just flew past. Oh, this is fabulous.
So what are you adding then, Pav?
I am painting the body of it, of our beautiful, outstanding moth.
This is good fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Actually,
What are you doing there, in?
this is green, so it's like
Okay.
a dark green against the blue.
Yeah.
But do you see how well it works with the red? Okay, so now we're going to go a shade lighter on the green. I think this will end up looking spectacular.